and happy Wednesday. Thank you for staying tuned with us. I'm really sorry we're running a couple of minutes late. We've just been having a couple of technical issues. We're in our second studio and it just took a few minutes just to get everything warmed up and ready. But now we're ready and raring even to go. And it's going to be a fantastic Wednesday. So let's start again. Good morning. I'm Corrine Robinson and I'm going to be here presenting with you all day on Crafters TV. And wow, the launches just keep going. We have so much for you. We did launches yesterday. I think there was launches on Monday. There you go, we've got some more launches today, so it's going to be really, really good fun. Aren't these gorgeous? And they're going to be helping you to make little treat boxes. I've only got a couple of samples. Our Lily is going to show you even more in a minute when we talk through the deal. So I've already mentioned her. Let's go say a quick hello to Lily, and then I'll come back and tell you all about the deal. Good morning, Lily.
Good morning. Oh my goodness me, I am so excited to be here. I did say on Monday after we had that amazing launch of our All Hallows Eve collection that I had kind of like the launch of this amazing new collection. We're giving you the sneaky peek as always on Wake Up Call. Craig will be here at 3 p.m. UK time this afternoon to officially launch these amazing treat boxes, but early bird, as always, catches the worm. If you want to get your fabulous brand new launch, you can get in this morning as part of our Wake Up Call. No need to wait around until 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can get your hands on this fantastic brand new launch, and this one is just so much fun. I'm thinking if you want to be getting the kiddies or the grandkiddies involved in crafting, then this is going to be absolutely ideal. These look so impressive, those 3D creations, but honestly, as I'm going to show you this morning, and I know Craig will be sharing lots more inspiration throughout the day, these are super simple to put together, which is amazing. And what I love about this collection is it's not just about Halloween, it's not just about Christmas. We are bringing the 2 seasons into that one collection, which is absolutely incredible. So you can be creating your Halloween treat boxes with absolute ease. Maybe it's going to be boxes for Christmas that you're going to be popping maybe on the dinner table. Perhaps it's going to be having some little after dinner mints in there to have after your Christmas dinner. Those would be absolutely perfect. Those treat boxes though don't just have to be standalone. We can pop them onto the top of other boxes that you've created perhaps using your scoreboards. And then maybe you're going to go really to town, bringing in that fabulous spider design with all the cobwebs onto there, actually popping it on the top of another box that's got that fabulous little drawer at the bottom. Isn't that so much fun? Absolutely love that. But of course, yes, he's going to create your boxes. Yes, they're going to create all of those different treat bags and boxes, but just use the dies on their own as toppers. They can be fabulous embellishments for all your cards. So honestly, there is so much versatility within this collection, but as well, don't forget, it's not just about the dies, it's not just about the stencils, it's about that fabulous brand new cardstock as well. Super excited for this one. Can't wait to share with you some of my inspiration using these dies, but make sure you grab yours while we've got them.
Brilliant. That is absolutely fantastic. So I'm sure you're going to love these. Now, we'll go to those in a minute, but I just wanted to show you something first. This is our weekday wonder. So we have a weekday wonder, launches on a Monday, and it lasts until Friday, ready for our weekend wonder on Saturday. Now, what we've got is we've got your die stories. Now, you're actually going to get 2 of the, you're going to get 1 of those and 2 of the panels. That's right. Get that the right way around. Now, that's really super useful because what you've got is I'm going to open this up, you've got your folder here. I think it goes that way up even, so nothing falls out the pockets. And then you've got all of your magnetic panels that fit in here. So you get 3 panels in each pack. So that means you can put 6 panels in there. Believe you me, you're going to get a lot more panels than your 6 in there if you want them. So you're going to be able to store all your dies on there. They do sort of cling together. They're just magnetic. It's only on the one side that they are magnetic. So you can put those in there and store them. Now, can I just say, I have 3 of these going at the moment. I could do with a whole lot more. I have 1 for all things flowers, foliage. I have 1 for all things everyday shapes, so like my nesting circles, my nesting squares and things like that. And then I have 1 that's all things sentiments. So all my mini sentiments, all my little midi dies, all of those, I've got them in there. So if I need to get to them, I can get to them really, really quickly. So that is absolutely perfect. Now, if you want those today, it's $23.46 or $29.94. But even better than that, is your platinum price, £18.77 or $23.95 in if you're in the US. But even better, we love this double point down there. So make sure you pick that up. But remember, this is only till Friday, late Friday, midnight Friday. So remember, it's one folder and 2 sets of the magnetic panels. Now, because we started a couple of minutes late, we've got loads and loads of people here. I'm just going to whiz through the names rather than I haven't got time to read them all right now. We can always go back and have a look. We've got Polly Coe from Florida. We've got Diane Cadman from Wet Wales. Carletta from Arkansas. We've got Helen Bella. Hi all around the globe. Don't know where she is. Sarah Brown, she's in Melbourne, Australia. Kieran Franklin from sunny Brighton. Hazel Young. Lisa from Minnesota. Karen from Kentucky. Wow, we've got everybody here. Helen Patterson says, from a dry but absolutely freezing Cumbria. I'm glad everybody's keeping well. We've got Lillian Kwok says, hi everyone. Deb Rich from Cwmbran, I think that's in Wales somewhere. Michelle Harris, morning all. Alison Lee saying good morning. So does Geraldine from beautiful upstate New York. Zoe Carver's in West Sussex. Cheryl Burns is from Indiana. Now I think it's very hot looking at the little red face there. Eleanor says morning from Pennsylvania. Just Rochelle is in from Florida. I told you there's lots of you in. Laura Gray from Arkansas. Kirsty D from Teesside. Lynn Blackledge is morning. Tim C says, hi everyone, how are you all doing? We're doing brilliant. Barbara is hello everyone. Kerry Makepeace is in Loughborough. Oh, that's not far from me. We've got Lynn Harvey in. Linda Borch, Borchditt, I'm sorry, this is in Wisconsin. It's 100 degrees. Wow, that is warm. Alicia from Arkansas. Alison Lee. It's the spooky gremlins again. Yes, I'm afraid it is. Because we're in Studio 2. They stay in here. Chris Mitchell's from Connecticut. Michelle Harris says morning. Kim Rice says, can't wait to get these. I'm not surprised. Carol Dunn is in Cornwall. Laura Gray loves the spider box, and Terry Anderson says hello from Ohio, as our Ben says the place that looks like a tractor. Lynn Harvey says the Santa is the cutest, and Lindsay says morning from West Wales in Carmarthenshire, and Cindy Condy loves those boxes. So do we. So shall I get the details on the screen? Because not only have we got a showstopper for you, but we've also got a bonus buy. Now, what you're going to get, the pack, for me, the packaging is a bit misleading because there's one picture on the front of each. But I want to show you, just so that you know, this picture with Santa on has got the dies for the snowman, the Santa, and the elf. It's like a triple pack in there. So please be aware, so although it says it's a 3-piece, you're going to be able to make 6 different designs across the 2. You get a stencil for the box. Our Lily's going to show you how to do that. And then you get all of the dies for the different characters. I'm going to quickly show you the boards just so that you can see, because you are going to love these. Look at this. So this is your Christmas. Oops, let me come across. I'm going the wrong way. There's your Christmas. You've got Santa, you've got the snowman, and you've got the little elf. Now, all of those dies are in that pack, again, with the stencil. And for the Halloween, you're going to be able to do the spider, the cat, and also the pumpkin. Aren't they super cute? We are loving those. Now, those should be $24.99 each, I think, if I remember rightly. But we're also going to throw in this bumper pack of cardstock in your showstopper. Now, this is worth $14.99, and what you're going to get in here is you're going to get, let me get the numbers right, you're going to get 30 sheets, 10 colours. I'm looking at that, so that gives me 3 sheets of each. Even I can do that maths, that's nice and easy. So you're going to get that, and you're going to save like £5 off that showstopper. So you're effectively getting the cardstock for £10. But you want the cardstock even better than that, we've got a bonus deal for you. Now, if you're platinum, £48 or $60 for those 3 pieces, the 2 sets of dies and stencils and the cardstock, which I think is a phenomenal deal. But the bonus buy today is if you put your showstopper into your basket, getting the 2 die and stencil set and the cardstock, and then you throw in a second paper bundle. Sorry. Oh, there really are gremlins in here. You throw in a second bundle, we're going to give you that for half price. Now, I don't know if you can put that on the screen just for the to show us what that one is. Just for the paper pack, believe it should be £14.99. So you're going to get that for £7.50. But if you are platinum, that's going to go down to £6 or $8, more or less. There we go. So that is brilliant. So if you want the extra fall and festive cardstock, which I think these colours you are going to use all year round. They are so usable. You can get your second one, as I said, for half price. But remember, it has to be in the same transaction. So don't think, oh, I'm going to come back and buy the bonus buy at the same time. You've got to get it when you're buying the main one. So £60 for your Showstopper, £48 if you're platinum, or $75, $60 if you're platinum, and then you can see you're going to get the cardstock, the extra cardstock for half price. Right, now that is a brilliant deal, but you want to see how easy these are to put together, and I know a lady that can show you just how to do that. Well, Lily, how easy are they?
Honestly, Corrine, these are so super simple. I did mention at the top of the show this is going to be a great one to get all of the family involved, and honestly, I really do think this is going to be one that you'll be getting out with the grandkids, with the kiddies, maybe the whole family are going to sit down, maybe on one evening or a rainy weekend, and you're just going to have a good old craft together, because these, doesn't matter whether you've been crafting for many years or whether you're brand new to crafting and never created anything before in your life, these are very easy to put together. But of course, if you are more experienced, maybe you've got all of the goodies that we have in our crafty stashes. Maybe it's your glossy highlights, your metallic paint markers, maybe it's all your glitters, your gilding waxes, your inks, your pens. You can of course mix and match those in and really expand the possibilities when it comes to this amazing collection. So first up, we're going to go Christmas. We thought we've had a lot of Halloween already this week, so let's sort of go back to Christmas. I always say it's my favourite time of the year to create for. I just love all my Christmas crafting. And like Corrine's already shown you, yes, we can see that gorgeous Santa design on the front of our packaging, but flip that packaging over and you can then see that not only can you create your fabulous little Santa, you can also very easily create your elf. I mean, how cute is he? And your little snowman as well. But I know you guys at home, you're all so creative. You're going to be looking at these dies, you're going to be thinking, yep, I can do those 3 characters, but what else can I be doing with this collection? And I'm so excited to hear what you guys at home, the ideas that you have. Maybe you've already seen different characters that you can be creating from these dies. Let us know, because I would love to know. So those are all your dies. We'll be showing you how to use those in just a moment. But first up, I want to start off with a template. Now, we've provided to you that base for the box as a template, just because basically it's going to keep the cost of this die set down. If this was an extra die, I'm not being funny, you'd be looking for adding on at least an extra £20 to £25 on the price of both of those die sets. So to keep things a lot more economical, we have included it in stencil form. Very easy to use, it's wipe clean as well, so if you do favour using those heat erasable pens, then this is going to be absolutely ideal. Nice, strong and sturdy plastic, you're not worrying about it sort of ripping or tearing like we used to when we used to use all those paper stencils back in the day. This is nice and hard wearing. The beauty with these is for all of those designs, use the same base, that same stencil to create the box, and then however you decorate it is totally up to you. So it's super easy. Once you've created one, you really will be away. Now
That's really useful that they kept it from the same one, so that you're not trying to worry about which stencils for which, isn't it?
Absolutely. And what I always say with your stencils, your templates, doesn't matter if it's this, a template library, whatever sort of template you're working with, always look for a straight edge. If you've got any straight edges in your template, then that's brilliant, because it means line that up with that straight edge of your piece of cardstock, and basically you've got one less edge to cut by hand. Now, as we're looking at this template, you can see pretty simple design to cut. There's nothing too intricate when it comes to this particular stencil. So if you're not that experienced when it comes to your fussy cutting, maybe you're not a big fan of all your cutting out. I know I love my cutting out, but I know not everybody is the same. Then you will still be absolutely fine when it comes to this fabulous template. So all it's a case of doing is just, I always clamp that down with one hand. You can use repositionable sprays if you find it a little bit easier, but literally just take your pencil and draw all around the outside. These inner lines here are just going to be your score lines, so just pop those in as well, and that's going to show you exactly where you need to score using your scoreboard. And it literally is as simple as that. Just a case of taking your cardstock, and of course I'm using some of that fabulous cardstock from that amazing collection that you're getting part of this range. It is linen texture, so you've got that lovely linen weave on one side, slightly smoother on the other. I always recommend when you are using your stencils and your templates, draw around onto the reverse, and then sometimes you don't even have to rub those pencil lines out. But if you are rubbing them out, then it's just a little bit easier when it's on that smoother side. You can get one from each sheet of A4, but you can still see you've got plenty of that A4 cardstock left, which is exactly what you're going to be using for all of your decorations when you start to bring out all of those dies.
That's quite handy, isn't it? Because there's enough cardstock there to do all your little elements, isn't there?
Oh yeah, and then some for sure. I have to say I'm sort of trying to calculate in my mind quite how many of these packs of cardstock I need to order, because like Corrine mentioned earlier, this is one of these packs where you're getting the 10 different colourways, and there's a real range of different colours. Yes, they've been designed specifically for use with these gorgeous die sets, but they're colourways that you'll be using year in, year out, day in, day out when it comes to your crafting. Doesn't matter if it's going to be Halloween makes, if it's going to be Christmas makes, or if it's just in your everyday crafting, it's going to work an absolute treat. And I have to say, I do love the linen cardstock. I think it gives your make such a classy look and feel. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. 250 GSM on this one as well, so it's that ideal weight for your die cutting and for your construction as well. It's strong enough that it will hold its shape when you start to pop these together. So all we're doing is literally just trimming around the outside. I find it easier to use my 6-inch scissors, the slightly larger ones, because you've got those smooth curves and the straight lines with this stencil. I just find you get that nice smooth finish, and it's just a case of turning your cardstock rather than turning your scissors. That will give you that neater finish when you are cutting around these designs, and it will make everything have that lovely smooth edge rather than sort of a jaggedy line. So all you're going to go ahead and do is just continue cutting all around the edge of that line that you've drawn using your pencil. Really nice and easy to do. And then once you've cut around the edge, all you're going to do is take your scoreboard and literally just score along those lines that we've popped in there. And then at that point you will come to this point. So what you can see is we've got our template all drawn around and cut out, nice and easy to do. You can see it's symmetrical down at the centre there, and you've got all your tabs, and this is basically going to fold together so easily. You're going to need glue or tape just on those 4 tabs to build this, and you can start to see it will build together just like so. But I do always recommend when we're creating any sort of box or gift bag to decorate it while it's flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave that to one side for just a moment, and at this point we're going to bring in this fabulous set of dies. This is absolutely jam-packed full with all of those different shapes. So many different possibilities when it comes to your decoration. You're going to have so much fun just sort of deciding on your colourways, deciding on that design. Of course, we give sort of a serving suggestion, if you want to call it that, on the front of the packaging, but really go to town and mix it up however you choose.
Our viewers are so creative, Lily. So straight away, the first one we had Terry Anderson saying the elf looks like Craig.
Oh.
And then a little bit later we've got Lindsay saying you could make a toy soldier. She can see all the elements, so she could create a toy soldier. Maggie Watts says she was thinking of her Grandjoys too when she ordered those. Julie says, look closer, it's Elf Ben. There you go, there we go. Yeah, you make them who you want them to be. And like you said, you've got so many component parts that you could be mixing and matching these around and creating even more designs, couldn't you?
Oh, definitely, and that's given me a great idea. Now, I know we're joking about it being Ben or Craig or whoever it might be, but the beauty of these is, of course, change up your colourways, change up your cardstock, give her a little ponytail if you want, and it could resemble someone if you want it to be. So imagine if you have got your table settings for your Christmas dinner. Why don't you create an elf that will match every single person at that dinner table, personalise it maybe using some of your fabulous alphabet dies, and you've got the most fantastic personalised place setting for your Christmas dinner. How fun would that be? I can imagine all the grandkids would just absolutely love that. I mean, maybe they're going to be decorating them themselves, maybe going to be creating them for them as gifts. However you're choosing to use these are just so much fun, and hopefully I'll be showing you with this demonstration quite how easy they are to put together. So it's just...
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Do that.
Love a good question.
Kim is saying she wants to make a bunch of these for an assisted living facility, but they will have to be mailed. So do you think the linen cardstock would hold up to shipping, or should she use some heavier cardstock? Now, just my initial thought, I'm going to let you answer this completely, but my initial thought is all our samples are mailed in, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and I'm not being funny. lots of respect to our postal service. They do an absolutely incredible job, but the amount of parcels that go through our parcel service, they don't take the greatest care always. They do get a little bit bashed and battered about. And if you think our samples come in from our design team, and then quite often we ship them out to other places, so they get around a little bit, let's be honest, our samples. So I'm not being funny. I think you'll be absolutely fine when it comes to posting these out, because like Corrine says, all of our samples are using that linen cardstock. And when you think about it, as you start to build in the layers, it's not just going to be that one layer of your 250 GSM. You're layering these together, you're starting to build on these, so it starts to strengthen as you're adding those layers together. If you think about it, by the time we've added, obviously we'll add our little face onto the front of the box, that's 2 layers of 250 GSM. Now you're talking 500 GSM straight off the bat. And if you are worried about the base, all I do is I cut another little square of cardstock and just reinforce the base with an extra square, and like I say, that will then add up to your 500 GSM, so it'll be even stronger. But like Corrine says, I think you should be absolutely fine. It is quality cardstock at the end of the day.
As long as it's packaged well, then I don't think it should be any problem, do you?
Yeah. As well, a top tip when it comes to your packaging, add a little bit of bubble wrap or something like old screwed up scrap cardstock into the centre of them, just to pad them out, so they've not got.
What you're saying, yes,
Yeah.
they can't implode on themselves.
Yeah, so they've not got like an empty middle, if you like. So they've got something in the middle. That does always help. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be some nice tissue. It could be part of the gift. But it could just be literally some scrap that you've got to just pack that out a little bit more. So we've got all our pieces cut out. I've cut a few more extra bits ahead of time, and we're just going to start to kind of embellish these up a little bit more. So I was talking about if you're a little bit more advanced with your crafting, maybe you've got lots of items already in your crafty stash, then this is the opportunity to bring all of those out. So for our couple of sprigs of holly that we've got here, let's just take one of our tri-blends, and this one is our Alpine Green blend. From the Tri-Blend brush range. And let's just add a little bit of detail. So literally a couple of lines down the centre of there. And then we're going to bring in our inks. So let's take some of our inks and start to just add a little bit more depth to our design, just to make these pop a little bit more, give that extra bit of dimension. So a little bit of our water reactive ink around the edge of our little Santa Claus's face. We're going in with our seal brown. We just want that slight bit of depth and dimension around the edge. So just a very slight dusting of that just on the very edges. We don't want to add too much, but you can start to see how that does really draw your eye into the centre of that design. And then
it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Massive difference. Just literally the tiniest bit of ink does start to make these look a lot more dimensional. Then for his gorgeous little hat, let's bring in our Bordeaux. And we're going to start to add a little bit of this. I think I've actually used for this one. I think this is what's supposed to be the elf's hat, but it doesn't matter at all.
Now, that leads on to Sam Smith's question. Would the Christmas hat fit the cat? I think all of the hats could be quite easily interchangeable, wouldn't they?
Do you know what? We shall find out. You guys at home, if you've got questions, get them in, and we can. We're live and interactive, so let's give it a go. So let's get our Halloween dies out. You can see our gorgeous little hat here. This is our elf's hat, like I say, that we're using. Absolutely perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
There you go. If you've got any questions like that at all, do get them in, because that's a fabulous question. And it's the sort of things you want to know when you sat at home. You're thinking, will that work? Won't it work? We will give it a go. But like we can see here, yes, this is the elf hat, but it's going to fit Santa absolutely perfect. So we're already deviating from the packaging. You know what I'm like, Corrine. I see the concept. I see the intended concept. I go, yeah, that's lovely. What else can I do with it?
But that makes it more value for money, doesn't it? Because, you know, it means you can make even more designs, which leads us next into Hannah's question.
Oh, yeah.
Is the pumpkin treat box, now can I just say, Hannah, all the treat boxes are the same throughout them all. The same size as the one from the All Hallows collection, or bigger or smaller?
It's a completely different shape, Hannah. Yeah, completely different shape. Size-wise, I would say similar. Maybe this one is ever so slightly smaller, if anything, but this shape is very, very different, and the way you create it is very different as well. The way you make the one from that fabulous All Hallows Eve collection, you do it in 2 separate pieces, and you don't add any of your die cuts. So it's basically the stencil creates the whole box, whereas this one, it's the stencil that creates the box, and then the decorations are added on separately.
They're very different, aren't they?
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
different.
Yeah.
But it just means that you can choose which or both, or, you know, you can pick the one that works for you the best. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's horses for courses, isn't it?
Now, we talk about this, don't we, about adding a little bit of grey to white items. And that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it? It brings it to life.
It certainly does. It's one of those daft things we always say, but adding colour, so whether it's a pale grey like we're using here, if it's a pale blue, sometimes even a very pale brown or green, it actually makes it more white. But makes it appear more white, yeah,
yes.
which is, it sounds absolutely bizarre, but it's so true. And the thing as well, by using this amazing linen cardstock, and this is another reason why I absolutely love my linen card, is when it takes ink beautifully.
It
and
does, doesn't it?
It highlights, almost like you're embossing, but obviously not quite as strong as that. It almost highlights that linen texture even more, which adds even more depth and dimension when you're using your fabulous linen cardstocks. Yet another reason why I'm always championing that linen card.
Piece. What's that piece?
That's going to be his eyebrows.
Ah,
yeah.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the detail, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Yeah.
Isn't that amazing that we're even giving you the detail? What's that?
That's his little smiley mouse.
Oh, it's a
How
smiley
cute
mouse.
is that? So of course you could be
I can
drawing
see his
it on.
glasses on your table.
Yeah, the glasses are there. Everything's there. Honestly, it's one of those where no stone has been left unturned. We have literally done absolutely every single element of this collection. It's incredible. So let's start to layer it together. This is the really, really fun bit. This is the bit I love the most. So let's start with his face. Let's grab some of my tape pen. We have got an amazing bundle of tape pens on the show. We've got a couple actually, so you've got choices there. At home, I'd be using either my tacky glue or my all-purpose, but just for speed, we're going in with our fabulous tape pens and they will work a treat as well. Don't worry about that top bit, we're going to cover that up. You can start to see we're layering that together already. Let's bring in his beard. I mean, how cute is that? Let's pop his beard onto the bottom there. Might just move that up a little bit more. I don't know if, yeah, there we go. Let's pop that slightly further up so we've got a little bit more room for his beard at the bottom. So that's going to go onto that. And then let's take his beard. I mean, how cute is that? It's just absolutely adorable. Let's pop some of our tape pen at the bottom there. And then just for the more decorative detailed areas at the top, we're going to bring in some of our tacky glue. And the beauty is the packaging has got all of those different designs on there. So if you are new to crafting, if you're not quite sure where to start, maybe you've not got all those super creative ideas just yet, because perhaps this is the first project you've ever created, then don't worry, because you've got all of that guidance on the packaging, you've got all the colourways, all of the placement on there already, so you really don't need to worry at all when it comes to putting these together. You've got all of that imagery there already. Let's pop his hat together first, and then we'll pop his hat onto his head. I mean, it's starting to take shape already, literally in just a few minutes, which is absolutely fabulous. I've popped the glue on the wrong edge, but not to worry at all. We'll be sticking it all together in just a moment anyway. So a little bit of tacky glue, and your fine tip glue applicators are going to be amazing for this. Check out the website for those, of course. If you've got that Xyron machine that I know we've brought you an awful lot over the years, then that's going to be ideal too. Just whatever you've got in your crafty stash, whatever sort of adhesives you favour. Maybe you want to be cutting these using your double-sided adhesive sheets and turning them all into stickers. That would be particularly fabulous if you are crafting with the grandkids, because then it's going to be a lot easier, not having to get out any of that glue where potentially it could get a little bit messy. Just makes it that little bit easier. Oh,
Terry Anderson was saying she can see bunting with these.
oh gosh, yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Great idea. Yeah, I love that idea. Definitely bunting for these. Imagine using all of the different characters. So you could have like one flag with one character, the next flag with another character. I think that would look absolutely amazing. Gosh, so many ideas coming through already, guys. I'm absolutely loving it.
See, all you do is just ignore the stencil and make the faces up as a separate item, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Just realised I've forgotten his nose, so I'm going to bring this back in. Luckily, I mean, that's pushing it, Lily, but that's going to just about fit, you know what I'm like for my scraps of cardstock.
So do you think a lot of these accessories would go through your midi or your mini?
Absolutely. I think they would all go through your mini. Definitely all through your midi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'd all go through your mini even as well, which is incredible. So if you are maybe going to be creating a lot of the embellishments on an evening, you're just going to be sitting at and cutting out all of those decorations, and then maybe you're going to be going into your craft room the next day and popping them all together. That would be a great way to craft with these incredible dies. So cut out his nose and just find it there. Somewhere between the plates.
Andrea Floyd says, good morning, can you use felt to cut out the characters?
Do you know what? I hadn't even thought of that. Of course you can.
You'd need your metal cutting shim, wouldn't you?
You would, but I mean, look at the shapes. The majority of these, I mean, the eyes, to be honest, you'd be stitching those on anyway, wouldn't you? You'd be bringing out your French knots and all of your embroidery designs for those. But
listen to her with the French knots.
Oh, I used to love my hand embroidery. I just literally don't have the time anymore, unfortunately. But yes, you can be doing that because they're quite simple shapes. That would work a treat.
I think they would, wouldn't they?
Oh, I'm quite like that idea. I'm quite thinking, Lily might give that a go. But yeah, fabulous idea. Loving that. Yeah, get in and get your
Oh,
soft
look at
crafts
that. As
in.
soon as you put those glasses on, it just comes
Doesn't it
to
make
life,
it?
doesn't it?
Absolutely love that. So I'm just playing around with my placement first. I'm going to lay those down first, and then I'm going to stick his little eyebrows on just to make sure I've got enough space on his little face for all of his gorgeous features. So let's bring out those couple of little eyebrows, and this is really going to bring him to life. Adding on the eyebrows.
Heather Springer says you could use puffy snow.
Yes, great tip on that one, yeah. Anything like that you've got in your crafty stash. Maybe you've got some of the faux snow that we brought to you in the past. That would work amazingly
Your
well
glitters.
too. Yep, your glitter glues. Maybe
I love, isn't it fantastic how we go through the year and we bring in bits and pieces, and then all of a sudden everything just seems to go click.
Yeah.
And it all just pops together, doesn't it?
Yeah, for me, this is definitely one of those. If you do have a lot in your crafty stash, as I know a lot of you guys are like me and do, this is one of these where you're going to be bringing out all of those crafty goodies, as I call them, that we've got in our stash. All the different mediums, all the different embellishments, all those inks that we've collected over the years. Perhaps you did pick up those fabulous puffy snows just a couple of months ago now. Blimey, time does fly. Maybe you managed to get all those glitter glues. Maybe you've been collecting all your different inks. This is going to be the perfect opportunity to get all of those out and just have a good old play, which is what for me these dies are all about. It's cutting all these items, it's placing them all together, and then it's just deciding exactly how you're going to embellish them up, which is what the fun is all about when it comes to these. So we've got his couple of little eyes that will pop into the centre of his glasses there. Let's bring in, where's my pokey tool? Let's just manoeuvre these into position. And I mean, because the fact that all of his features are separate, it means that you can really play around with them. You can create some quite fun, quite quirky expressions if you so choose with these. I mean, it could be winking, it could be raising one eyebrow. You know, it's completely up to you. Really personalise these, really bring them to life by bringing in different sorts of characters, and you'll have lots and lots of fun doing that. Let's then bring out his little moustache. I mean, how cute is that? It's a little moustache. And that slight bit of inking that we've added onto there really does make a massive difference.
Otherwise the white would just blend into the white, wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially as we lay that over his beard there. Otherwise it would just sort of be one white mass. Yeah, you wouldn't really see anything, which is not what we want. I might actually, before I stick that down, I'm not sure if I'm going to give him a mouth or not. I know I've cut out my mouth, but I might just have his little mouth hiding, or we could even draw on a little mouth. Of course, like we were saying earlier, you do have all those different mouth and eyes dies that you've got included, but you can actually draw those on by hand just using a fine liner if you would prefer. That's completely up to you. We do have little dies that will cut out his rosy cheeks, but I think I'm just going to draw them on using one of my tri-blends. So this is my pale pink blend. Let's add a little bit of colour to his cheeks, and it's this sort of little detail that really does bring them to life. Let's go in with a slightly darker one just to give him a little bit of colour. You've got to have a Santa with rosy cheeks, that is for sure. Yeah, he's flush from delivering all these presents.
Isn't it amazing how so many basic shapes suddenly come to life?
It's amazing, isn't it? And you look at some of them, you think, blimey, that doesn't look like an awful lot. But it's when you start to layer them all together that it starts to really, really come to life, which is what I love. I love that whole building process. If you love just having a good old play and just, it's almost like a jigsaw if you want to look at it in that way. Just adding all the elements together and seeing things take shape is so much fun. Couple of bits of holly onto his hat, and of course in true Crafters Companion style, we're not going to bring you the holly without the berries. Everything, literally everything is included. You could be using your pearls for this or your gems if you want to, but if you don't want to, maybe you don't even have those in your crafty stash just yet, we're of course giving you a die to allow you to do just that with complete ease. Let's have another one onto there just for a couple of bits of holly for balance onto there. So let's just take that, and of course bring out your tweezers if you find it easier. Bring out any of your picky uppy tools, whatever you find easiest. But once you start to layer them together, bring in that tacky glue to give you a little bit of wiggle room onto there so you can get them into position. It's not difficult at all. Nearly forgot the end of his hat. That really is that finishing touch. You've got the little fluffy ball to go on the end of his hat. That definitely is the finishing touch, even though we did technically use the elf's hat. And then one key thing that really does make a massive difference just before we build this into a box, white opaque paint marker. It's the one that you'll get as part of that Academy of Colour original box. just making sure that it's flowing. So I'm just going to get a little piece of scrap paper, just give it a little bit of a shake and a pump to get that, well, it's paint really, isn't it, rather than pen, flowing to the base there. And once you've got it flowing, let's add a little white highlight onto, that's quite watery, isn't it? To give it a little bit of a shake, just to distribute that paint. There we go, that's flowing a little bit better. But this is what's going to make a massive difference. A little bit of your paint marker, and the same onto those 2 bits of holly berries that we've got there. That is going to just make that pop even more. Now to build this, honestly, it could not be simpler. Tape onto the 4 tabs, that is it. Not with your dotty tape pen though, with your normal tape pen. At home, I would be using my red liner tape, but our tape pens are so super strong that they are perfect for your construction as well. But we have got an amazing bundle of our tape pens or our red liner tape, both on the shop today, so you do have options when it comes to your different super strong adhesives. So let's pop that onto that and literally just fold in that behind. So easy to do. And then exactly the same on the front, folding those 2 tabs behind, just so they're hidden. Fold in that second one behind, and literally as easy as that. I mean, you could really go to town. You could spend as long or as little time on these as you like, but how cute is he? I've managed to rub out his little bit of paint pen. Let's just pop that back on because that will drive me mad. But there you go.
You could go over that with some glossy highlights, couldn't you, for his glasses lenses once that's dried.
And the berries as well, wouldn't that be so super cute? But think of all the different items you could be adding into there. It could be little sweeties, it could be a small little gift, but how cute is that? But so easy to create.
He is absolutely gorgeous. It's the character. It's absolutely brilliant. You are all loving these. I saw somebody was saying that they were bigger than they were expecting. You know, really enjoying those. Oh, Anne says you can use the magnetic stamping platform to hold templates while tracing.
Oh, great tip.
Yeah, lots of good tips, and I'm trying to see where I'd got up to. Bunting would be, I said about that one, didn't I? Christine Mahoney's in. It was Maureen who said they would look bigger than she thought they would be. Michelle Harris, great project for the kids. Oh, Hannah said thank you for being interactive. She loves it how we answer all the questions.
What it's all about, absolutely.
It is, it certainly is. The little face could be used on a card, says Rosalind. Yeah, I think Lily might have shown you one earlier. Glitter paste on his hat, a brilliant idea from Lindsay. Now, Maureen Isherwood says, somewhere buried in my craft shed, I have some velvet paper. Wow. Ooh. I'm going to dig it out and have a go cutting out the embellishments for these treat boxes. Brilliant. Sissy says these are going to be so cute for school classmates. Oh, you could use some of the Halloween embellishment fibres for the fur on the hat, says Hannah. Lots of ideas. Adorable, says Linda. Lily should have done the project for the packaging. Looks fantastic, Lily, says Terry. I think the packaging looks really cute too. Aww. He's lovely. Lois says, so cute. Thank you, Lily. Nice box, says Michelle. Oh, he is cute, Lily, says Lindsay. And Kelly can't wait for these to come to her door. Brilliant. Lots of people making loads of those. Now, if you want to be making cute boxes, I've only got a couple here. So if you want to be making the 3 Christmas ones, let me just quickly show you this again. So if you want to be making Santa, which way around is it? Santa, Snowman and the Elf. If you also want to be making, oh, there you go, the Halloween with the spider, the cat and the pumpkin, then you need to be getting our Showstopper deal. There we go, you can see, oh, look at those, brilliant, absolutely gorgeous. So the Showstopper deal is going to give you the 2 stencils for the boxes and all of the dies that you are seeing on here. Loads of dies, look at that, so many dies. Now you're also going to be getting the 30 sheets of A4 linen card in those 10 beautiful colours, and your price today is £60 or $75. I think that packaging is really misleading. It doesn't show you how much you're going to get in there. There is lots. Now your platinum price today is £48 or $60. But I just want to show you, if this is the deal for you, for the Showstopper, and if you're platinum, for an extra £6 or $8, you want to put in an extra card stock. Now the card stock should be $14.99, $19.95. But if you put it in the same transaction as your Showstopper, you'll get the card stock for half price. Now it's going down to $11.99 or $15.96 if you're platinum. But halve that, because you're getting it for half price, £6, or like I say, just under $8. I think it was $7.98 or something like that. But absolutely fantastic deal. But remember, it's one chance to do it. You must do it at the point of buying your Showstopper. Now, I want to quickly show you a couple of little other deals. We have our tape pens. Really uninspiring box, isn't it? Now, it is full of your crafty goodness. So we're going to give you all 12, I'm not going to get them all out, all 12 of your tape pens. Each pen, 22 metres of tape. You've seen our Lilly using these. Brilliant deal. Now, these are normally £3.99, £4 each, if I remember rightly. Not today. You're going to get all 12 for £38 or $65. £30.40 or $52 if you are platinum. Brilliant, especially if you're going to be getting the kids making these, or you know, a crafty group making these, then maybe consider sticking in your extra tape pens. Now, the other one that Lily recommended was your red liner, and I've got 3 bundles, is that right? I think that's right, 3 bundles. So oh no, it's not, it's 6, because what you're actually going to get is you're going to get 2 of your 12mm, 2 of your 6mm, and 2 of your 3mm. Now, I haven't even begun to work out how much that. So 10, you're going to get 60 metres. 60 metres of red liner tape. That's a lot of red liner. So make sure you pop that in. Today's price is £13 or $28, but your platinum price is even better, and it's going to come down to £10.40 or $22.40. So those are all the things that you might need. So maybe think about your tape pens or your red liner. Make sure you've got all the tools of the trade. If you buy in this, maybe get an extra cardstock, maybe get your tape pens, maybe get your red liner tape. I don't want you not to get them home and not be able to make them. Now, everybody's loving those. Maggie Watts had a brilliant idea. Put a jingle bell on the ball of the Santa and elf hats. Love that. Kim Rice says hers are already on the way. Now, want to give you time to check out those deals. If you're not already a member of our Club Aspire, then you need to be joining now. So we're going to give you a little video to give you time to check out, find out what Club Inspire is all about. Please just watch this little film.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, $1 or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
What
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Hello and welcome back. So I just wanted to show you this. This is our hero tool for the day. I don't know if it's for the day or for the week. I think it's just for the day. So this is your white multi-purpose card. Oh my goodness me. When I order this, because Lily does the orders for me, I'm like, can I have 3 packs, please? Can I have 3 packs? No point sending me 1. I'll go through it too quick. Well, we're going to give you a 2-pack today. So this is going to give you 120 sheets of your multi-purpose card pack stock. Now, the reason I was saying to Auntie, can I show you this one when we come back? And the reason I was asking is, if you are buying today's Showstopper, you're going to get that lovely linen cardstock. But how about making your boxes out of your white cardstock, just like we've done here on the Santa, and then you can save your linen cardstock for all of the embellishments. It's going to make it go that little bit further. Plus, your white cardstock is 300 GSM, so it's going to be super, super strong for those little boxes. 120 sheets today. You're going to get that for £20 or $25. Even better, your platinum price, £16 or $20. Remember, it's 2 packs. It's a twin pack of that. So yeah, we thought it was a really good time to show you because it's a really good one to add in with your Showstopper. Now, we had to show you this one. This is a phenomenal deal. We all like savings. If I told you you've got a 30% saving, you might stop doing something else. If I told you it was a 50% saving, you'd probably tell people to be quiet while you listened. If I told you it was a 60% saving, you'd be going, yeah, go on, I'm interested. How about a 71% saving? This is phenomenal. It is our Creator Card bundle. Now you're going to get 35 dies for £35, $42. I mean, who doesn't like that? Your platinum price, £28 or $33.60. You're going to get from your ornate pop out, you're going to get your majestic damask. Now this one's been stuck down, so that one should pop out like that. It's been put on here. A bit strange on here, so we'll show you that one better. So that's your majestic damask, which I love that one, the shape and design. Remember, these pop out, but they also make brilliant toppers. This is your Creator Card in your Lovebirds, and the Lovebirds that you cut out here will hang from there. They've gone missing. You also got your sentiment as well. You're also going to get some of your 3-in-1 cards. Now, these are brilliant. So you're going to get your die, and it looks like a large die. It's a 5x7 die. Oh, they're coming up. There you go. Look at that. This is your butterfly garden. Now, you can use the 2 die together, and you're going to get this gorgeous effect. So you get the gorgeous frame, and then the butterflies that stand out in the middle. Or you could just use the 1 die and get the frame. But imagine that. Portrait and landscape with a lovely sentiment or something in the middle, or you could just use the butterflies on their own. So don't think of it as 1 die set, think of it as 3 die sets, because you can do all these 3 different things. And on the same vein, we're also going to give you the balloon bouquet. Again, it's another 3-in-1, so you use the 2 dies together to get this gorgeous design, look beautiful paper piece, or you've got the frame, or you've got that gorgeous balloon bouquet as well. Keeping going, you're still going. For your £35, it continues. You're going to get your floral panel, which is your Creator Cards, your colourable Creator Cards. We love these. Remember, these were designed with colouring in mind, so they're really good. Oops, and the stamps are flying off. They're really pushing you to use all of those techniques that you've learnt in all your colouring lessons. And then we're also going to give you dragonfly dreams. So you can cut them into your cardstock, just like this one. There you go, that one, or out of your cardstock. It's entirely up to you. They look beautiful on your card front as well. And I love that you get your sentiments as well. That is perfect. So you're going to get 1, 2 of your colourable creator cards. You're going to get 1, 2 of your 3-in-1 creator cards. You're going to get your Lovebird creator card, and you're going to get your Majestic Damask. All, if you're platinum, for £28 or $33.60. Now, if I was a betting man, I think I know which pair Lily might have decided to demo. Lily, which one of these are you going to demo?
Corrine knows me too well. I bet she could pick the exact stamp and die set. And of course it is a stamp and die set. It's the Sweet Roses.
I knew it was one of the colourable ones. It had to be.
I just absolutely love this full range. But for me, as part of the full range, my favourite is either this one or, of course, the cupcake. Flowers and cake, I mean, you know me too well. I love both of those things, but this one, oh my goodness, it's an absolute dream to colour. Love the fact that you get the option to use the dies or not if you so choose. That could literally just be onto one of your nesting dies, that stamped image. You don't have to cut it out using the dies every single time. But if you are using the dies, you have 2 different options because we're including the 2 dies separately. So use that one on its own, and that's going to cut that detail into your cardstock. But use it with that outer design, and that will cut that detail out as a panel. But because you know I do love a shaker, if we are using our shaker tape onto here, it's quite a thin border. So what we're doing for this card is we're not using that outer die at all. We're just using that inner die, and we've cut our cardstock down so it's a little bit wider around the edge. Now the way I find easiest to work with these is actually, and I know it's that age-old question, do you stamp first, do you die cut first? Usually I stamp and then die cut, but I have to say with these, because of that kind of like panel nature of them, I find it easy to actually die cut first and then stamp. So what we're going to do is we're taking our cardstock, and we are going to be using some of our tri-blend brush pens. So we're working with our gorgeous, super smooth Nina cardstock here. And all we're going to do is we're going to tape our die down into position. Now that area there, that one, and that one are all going to be the waste. Those are the pieces that are going to drop away. So I'm just trying to pop my tape onto those areas only. That way, should our tape get a little bit more sticky as it goes through the machine and then end up ripping our card if we don't take too much care when we remove that tape, then it doesn't matter at all because we'll just be discarding those pieces. That's something we always say, always aim to tape onto your waste cardstock if you can, just in case. So we'll run that through our die cutting machine. And with these, you don't need your full A4 size plates. You could be using your midi. It could be your junior as well when it comes to these. Of course, you're only limited by the size of your piece of cardstock. So if you want to cut this into a really large panel, maybe it's going to be onto the top of a box lid. I mean, these look amazing cut into your box lids. The only consideration is that size of your piece of cardstock, but the dies themselves will be absolutely fine to use through your smaller machines. Now you can see one pass through the machine that has cut absolutely perfectly, just taking a little bit of care when you're removing your tape to make sure you don't end up ripping any areas at all, but we're absolutely fine because we've added our tape onto our waste instead of onto our actual die cut piece. So what we're going to do now is going to bring in the stamps, and like Corrine was saying, I love the fact that you get your sentiment stamps as well, and some of those also have their matching dies. So we have already stamped our With Love. I find with those, with the sentiments, it's actually easier to die cut to stamp first and then die cut.
Oh,
but
right, okay.
as we always say, it's whatever works for you. So with our panels, die cut first, and then we're going to just stamp onto this panel. As always, using my 8x8 inch magnetic stamping platform, it just makes it so easy. Should I miss a bit when I ink it up or miss a bit when I stamp it down? No need to worry at all. We literally just go back in and re-stamp, and our cardstock won't have moved, our stamp won't have moved, so we will be absolutely fine. Line up your stamp over the top of that die cut piece, and with it being a lovely quality clear stamp, it is super simple and super clear as to exactly where you need to line that up. Then, as I say, we are going to be colouring using some of our tri-blend brush pens, so that means we need an alcohol-proof ink pad. You will find these all over on the website, our Spectrum Noir range. We're going for Noir Black just because we're going to be bringing in some black mats and layers a little bit later on, and to get everything tying together absolutely perfect. And then it's just a case of pressing that stamp down. I'm not having to go in with the heel of my hand or exert a lot of pressure. I just use the tips of my fingers just to go all over that stamped image to transfer that ink from my stamp onto that piece of cardstock underneath. Remove that, you can see one stamp, it is absolutely perfect. If I missed a bit or I wanted that a little bit deeper, that's something I do quite often with my sentiments. Even if I get that crisp stamped impression first time round, quite often I'll go in again, I'll re-ink and re-stamp just to get an even deeper impression for my sentiments. I think that works absolutely beautifully, but for that, it's working lovely as it is. And this has got to be, as you guys at home will know, my absolute favourite bit. This is where we bring the colouring into play. So I always say my favourite of the greens within our range, the Spectrum Noir range, is always the dull green. But I've been trying lately to mix it up a little bit more when it comes to the green colour tones that I'm using. So I'm quite a fan at the moment of bringing in my jade greens.
I was thinking when I saw those pens, I was like, that doesn't look like dull green.
No, you know, it's either tends to be either dull green is my first choice, light green tends to be the second choice, and then maybe the yellow green, but I'm trying to mix it up a little bit more, and I love the effect that you get by using the jade green. It gives you quite a, it's more of a bluey green, but I do think it works.
But then if you're going in with red, which I can just see a little sneak peek at the top, red, if the red has got blue in it, it's the right sort of green to use, isn't it? I know that sounds, you know, if it's a bluey red, which sounds a bit strange, but you know, they do have blue tones in it, it's a lot of red, then that'll work really, really well.
It does. I find with those really bold colours, it works an absolute treat. So yeah, I'm loving my jade greens at the moment. And what we're doing is we're swapping between our blend and extend. And basically that's going to give us even more blending and shading opportunities when we are building up the layers onto here. So I always start off with that lightest colour tone, adding that towards the edges of the leaf. And then you can see we've got all the clues on this stamp already. I'm not having to try and think about where that light source might be. I'm just following those veining, those lines that stamp has done. I know it's going to be darker towards the centre, and as we move towards the edges of that leaf, it's going to be lighter. And I'm using that lovely soft brush nib just to flick out to get that depth and dimension, and that is literally how easy it is to colour that one leaf. But the same process for all of those different leaves. I want to show you on one of the roses themselves now how we'd colour that in. So let's go in with our dark red blend. And I always say start off with a small section. You don't have to colour that entire image. Don't look at it and think, right, I'm going to do my red now. I'm going to colour all of the red elements all at once. Don't do that at all. It's going to be much more overwhelming to try and colour larger areas in one fell swoop. Just go in and colour in sections at a time. So I'm just going to focus here on that small little rose head that we've got on that top left-hand corner. And we're going in first up, as always, with the lightest of our colour tones, making sure that I've covered all of the tips of my petals, all of the areas where it's going to be lightest, where there's going to be those highlights. And then we switch into our mid-tone, and then we're starting to add in that dimension, starting to bring in those shadows, adding that depth and that shade onto our rose stamp. And you've got some nice open spaces with this stamp, which makes it really easy to colour and pretty quick as well. I mean, you can really go to town, you know, like I do, and spend hours colouring this in if you want, but because you've got those open spaces, you've not got too much fiddly detail. You've got enough detail that it looks pretty and it looks intricate and it looks realistic, but not so much that you have to spend absolutely hours getting into that painstaking detail. So if you are wanting something that perhaps is going to be great for beginners, then these are a great place to start. I think these are ideal if you're a die cutter wanting to try out stamping, or if you're a stamper wanting to try out die cutting. Because we're fusing best of both worlds, it will be that perfect route into whatever technique of the two that you're wanting to try. And then that final finishing touch is going in with that darkest of the 3-pen blend, just like so.
Fascinating to watch, because we see your hand, we see a brush, and then all of a sudden we've got this beautiful coloured image just appears. It's so clever.
It does come to life ever so quickly, doesn't it? And it's just a case of repeating that same technique all over that image. But at this point, I'm going to bring in one that I've done already. You can see it's exactly the same technique, but there's one more thing that I want to do to this to really make it pop. And it's something we saw actually in that first demonstration with that gorgeous little treat box. It's the Magic Pen. It's my absolute favourite pen of all time. It is I do call it a magic pen.
You've got that out of your Academy colour?
Yeah, it's that original box. If you've got a white gel pen, that works too, but I just find this is a little bit thicker and a little bit more juicy, so you get that lovely, really nice, bold, opaque white line.
I bet you're looking after yours like just, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're going to be in mourning when that runs out.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am thinking, you know, you do our acrylic paint markers, the Essential set has a white in, and I reckon it's probably the same. But I need to try it out, but I'm not sure. My only reservation is whether the nib is quite as thin.
I think it might be a bit thicker, isn't it?
Oh dear, honestly, I do not know what I'm going to do when that runs out, because this is like my little secret weapon. If any go missing from the studios, you'll know who's got them. There'll be no doubt in anyone's mind. Lily, give the pen back. Wasn't me. But honestly, look at what a difference this is starting to make. Just a little bit of a touch on the very tips of your petals, not even on every single petal, just on those lightest areas to bring in those highlights, and that really does transform it even more. Love that technique, so super easy. Now what we've gone ahead and done already is we've actually added some acetate behind, and we've brought in some of our foam. So we've added some foam all around that outer edge. First up though, we've got a couple of mats and layers, black for the first one, and then our next one is that cherry red. So both from the Centura Pearl range, first one being our Centura Pearl in the black, love this cardstock, and then the next one is that gorgeous cherry. It's my favourite of the two reds that we do. We do our Christmas red, which is slightly more orangey, and then we do this lovely deep cherry, and it's just amazing.
It matched your pen colours so well.
So as always, I choose my pen colours first. No, I don't. I choose my cardstock first, and then I choose my pen colours. So then that way everything's going to match together beautifully. Bringing in some of our sequins, but first up what I always do is always remove that backing from my tape first, and then I'll pour my sequins in, and then I'll stick it all together. So let's just peel off that backing, making sure that there's a continuous barrier of that tape all around the edge of that shaker piece so that we don't lose any of our sequins. And then let's just pour some of our sequins onto our cardstock, making sure that we've got enough so we've got a nice full shaker, but not too many that it's so full that it basically won't shake, yeah, which is never a good thing. You think, oh, I'll add loads and loads in, and the next thing you know, not much of a shaker, more of a stationary card, if you like. That's what we could call it. Let's add some of those into the centre. And something a little bit different, actually adding it over your black card. So often we add our sequins in our shakers over our paler colours of card, but I thought, you know what, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go for something a little bit different. And then all we need to do is just take our coloured topper and then just add that over the top. And for an awful minute then I thought, did I actually stick the acetate on? It's there, don't worry, Lily. I did start to wonder. We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Doing a shaker card without any acetate. And you can see you've got that lovely shaker element behind there. But let's start to layer up our card. Now, I've been trying to go through my crafty stash a little bit, so I'm coming up with some old relics, some really lovely items that I'd forgotten about, and this is part of the Dancing Dragonfly.
I thought it was when I just saw that.
Gosh, I'd totally forgotten about this. It's that lovely resist foil pad.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Of course, you can be using it as a resist, bringing in all your inks and your sprays, but you know what, just as like a tone-on-tone, extra little bit of detail, it works brilliantly for that as well.
Goes really well with your sequins.
Yes.
It's very...
It's all that iridescence, isn't it? Yeah. So you can see you've got that gorgeous design on site. It's almost like using your embossing folder, but just a little bit more sparkly. So I was originally going to use an embossing folder, and then I saw that pad. I thought, oh my goodness, I'd forgotten about you. So that will be featuring a lot more, I think, on all my cards, because it's absolutely gorgeous. Love that design.
And I think this is really important. People might not realise, making sure your mats and layers mirror each other all the way down. So you've got white in your card, then you've got black, then you've got red, and you've repeated that. It's so easy to swap the order around, but then it doesn't look right, does it?
I have to say, if I was to do one that was black and then red, and then one that was red and then black, honestly, my mind would not allow it. He's got to be mirroring.
Yeah,
but it just... because it can jar a little bit if you've got that difference, but getting everything tying together, it's so important, like Corrine says. I know that's something we say quite an awful lot, but it really does make a difference and makes everything flow and everything match together. And of course, on that same vein, we've got a piece of pattern paper. That's from one of my older paper pads. It is from Spring Fever, that old 8x8 pad we brought to you a couple of years ago.
You can tell you're getting ready to move house, can't you?
I'm finding all sorts.
All of those pads out, aren't you?
There's going to be some there's going to be some interesting old pads that are going to be featuring on some of my makes. I'll tell you guys that right here, right now. I'm finding some amazing stuff. But yeah, that's definitely spring fever. I mean, look at that for a scrap. It's so, so fabulous to be able to use up all your little scrap pieces. My card base is about set, yeah, it's 7x7. I've created that for my Centura Pearl in our gorgeous snow white hint of silver. And then just to finish it off, let's bring some more of my foam tape in. Because you know, I do love a little bit of dimension when it comes to my cards. I say a little bit of dimension, a little bit of a standing joke, a lot of dimension. I mean, these are the sorts of special cards, aren't they? The ones that you make a box for rather than just going into an envelope. So let's just peel the backing off that. As always, use my glass mat to help me line things up to get them all nice and straight and even. And then just making sure we've got the same distance on the left and the top and the bottom. Just about, is that straight? It looks about straight to me. And then just to finish it off, using one of those gorgeous sentiments, I think we'll pop it on that bottom right hand side. And of course that was just a little scrap of my Centura Pearl I had left, which is why it's got a red back, because that was the cardstock that I used to stamp onto. These are great for scrap busters, these little sentiments.
Yes, because the back of Centura Pearl is just multi-purpose cardstock, isn't it? I don't think people realise, if you've got the tiniest little bits, a number of times I've done something and then realised that I've actually used the back of my Centura Pearl by accident.
Well, I have to say I didn't realise. I stamped it and then I lifted it out of my stamping platform and went to pop it in my little demo prep bag. I was like, oh, a bit of Centura Pearl. No one would know, apart from the fact that I've told everyone like. But made me a big mouth, eh? But it doesn't matter. When we pop it onto this card, no one will be any the wiser. Couple of foam pads, double foam pads onto there, just to make sure it's raised up, because we've got double foam pads for our lovely topper there. And that is our card. Nice large scale card, using some of those gorgeous creator card dies and stamps that we've got as part of the amazing value collection, but bringing in some of your different colouring mediums, bringing in some of your older elements from your stash, and you can create something rather quite special.
Absolutely gorgeous, and you could be making that and saving 71% at the same time. I mean, how cool is that? That is absolutely brilliant. If you want all of the dies, all 35 dies, and you're getting some stamps as well, then you're going to get those today for £35 or $42. I just think that is a phenomenal deal. Now, the platinum price for all of those dies is £28 or $33.60. Now, I want to show you something else that we've got. We've got our intricate tool selection. So we're going to give you your die brush. Now, if you watched yesterday, you'll have seen I actually used this a few times. I found it really, really useful with the nesting dies. And I was getting all the bits out of the die cuts. I know we call it a die brush, but I use it on my die cuts. I found it really useful. Now, if you are using it on your dies, the bristles will get a little bit tangled and worn. So we're going to give you 3 of the replacement heads as well. You've seen our Lily using her low-tack tape all day today. You've seen our Lily using her tape pen today. And you've seen her using the pokey tool all day. So we're going to give you all of these essential tools, all these sort of intricate ones, in your bundle today. £14.50 or $24.50. But your platinum price, £11.60 or $19.60. Absolutely brilliant value. Brilliant, brilliant. Now, the other one I wanted to show you is this deal here. It is our mixed cardstock. I am such a fan of this cardstock. I have a couple of the golds because I just need those. I need those all the time. So what you're going to get... You have 3, yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
You're probably beating me on that one. 24 sheets in each pad, 12 are your encapsulated glitter. It is the best quality encapsulated glitter. I love the silver, it's a proper silver, and look at that shine. And then, so it's 12 sheets of that, and then 12 sheets of your, let me show you, double-sided pearlescent card, couldn't think of the word. Now these actually, if you want to do mats and layers, look at that. Perfect mats and layers. Absolutely gorgeous. If you're doing sequins or things that are going to flop over, then double-sided is the way to go. So you're going to get silver. You're going to get rose gold, again in your glitter and in your encapsulated, your pearlescent. Brilliant. Now you're going to buy those today. Oh, that's not the one on the screen. I was going to say that's not the price. And you're going to get one pad for free. So it's effectively you're getting your gold for free. $19.99 each pad. Each pad is $19.99. So you're just going to pay for two and get the third for free. You go again, the gold no different, encapsulated glitter and your double-sided. Isn't that a beautiful gold? And again, they matte and layer together beautifully. I love these. These are some of my favourite pads. They are gorgeous. Now, everybody was loving that card, Lily. Really beautiful. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So we've got, where are we? Oh, let's go from the bottom. So, beautiful card, says Lois. So pretty, says Adriana. Linda said, I have that pad but didn't know what to do with it. I think that is the resist pad that she was talking about. We've got Hannah Gosling saying, I'm thinking black cardstock for Halloween treat boxes, craft card for Christmas ones. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
great idea. Love that.
Really would. Oh, Lynn Harvey is double watching Crafter's Companion. She's got us on, and then she's got Debbie and Craig on the big TV watching QVC Extra. That's what I think a few of our UK viewers are doing today. We've got Mary Beth Doyle in from Minnesota, Colleen in from Florida, and Alison J says, hi, did Lily just go over the mid-tone with the dark tone when colouring the rose?
I have to say, I didn't feel the need to. I didn't actually need to, so I literally just went in with the palest, and I went to the mid-tone, then I went to the dark tone. If you think there's a little bit of too much contrast, that they're not blended as well as you'd like them to be, then just go back in with that palest tone. So if you've just laid down your darkest, then just go back in with that mid-tone to blend that out. But just play it by ear. If you feel like you need to add a little bit more blend onto there, go back in with a lighter colour. But for this particular one, I didn't feel the need to.
Perfect, thank you, excellent. And request that we ask Sarah or Leanne about getting the white pen on its own.
Oh yeah, we might have to.
I think that would be definite. Right, okay, so we're just going to have another little break. Whilst you watch this little video and check out your baskets, we'll be back in 3 minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What did she do?
Exactly
What
how
did she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Now, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that break. I hope you managed to get checked out. But if you haven't, our Lily has just come up with the most ingenious suggestion. Now, we showed you our weekday wonder, which is your, we call it a small die storage folder, but I don't think it is that small. So you're going to get one of the die storage folders. Oops, there you go. And you're going to get 2 packs of the magnetic sheets. Now you're getting 3 sheets in each pack. So I've got 1 pack unopened and I've got 1 pack already in here. Now, the dies from the Showstopper would fit in here brilliantly. And you could even then just sort of tuck your stencils in the back as well. That would be brilliant. So if you are thinking, how can I store all of my dies once I get them? Think about this this weekday wonder. That would be brilliant. So you're going to get the folder and 2 sets of the magnetic sheets. So 6 sheets in total for £23.46 or $29.94. So absolutely brilliant, and that is going to work really, really well with that. £18.77 or $23.95 if you are platinum. So talking to Showstoppers, there we go. Oh, Maggie Watt says, absolutely gorgeous. I'm horrible at colouring, but keep practising. Oh, I'm sure you're not horrible, Maggie, at colouring. We are our own worst critics. I can promise you, all of us here, we pull ourselves to pieces as much as you do. I'm sure your colouring is absolutely gorgeous, but it is just something to enjoy. Just enjoy and listen to all the tips and techniques, and I'm sure you'll keep improving too, till the point that you get where you're happy with it. And that's the most important thing. Now, I want to come back to this Showstopper because I want to give Lily time to do another demo. If you are loving this, you are going to get your 2 sets of dies and stencils. So your stencil is for your treat box, and then all of your dies are going to be able to create Santa, Snowman and Elf. Absolutely gorgeous. And we've come up with so many different ideas. We've had Toy Soldier, we've had all sorts of different ways. And you can personalise it. I'm sure you could even make Mrs. Santa, as Mrs. Claus as well, if you wanted to. There's lots and lots of, yeah, don't put the moustache or the beard, Dean. Last time I checked, she didn't have a beard. There we go. So you're going to be able to make them super, super cute. So you've got your Christmas one, and you've also got, look at this, your Halloween. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, these are going to make the most amazing toppers. We've already been told, bunting. They're going to look gorgeous on your boxes. They're going to look brilliant. So you're going to get the 2 sets. Now, these retail at $24.99 per set. Now, you do get a box stencil in each one. So if you are only buying one of them, then you're still going to get your stencil. So you're going to get both of those. But then, in your Showstopper, you're also going to get your fall and festive card stock. 30 sheets of your fall and festive coloured linen cardstock, double-sided, by the way, double-sided, 10 colours, 3 of each. So you're going to save today on getting this bundle, and that's going to be £60 or $75. Now, if you are platinum, that's going to drop down to £48 or $60, which is amazing value. But you can make this even better. I've got my little piece of card. If in the same transaction as buying the Showstopper, you add in an extra, so that would mean you've got 2 in total, pack of the cardstock, you're going to get your second pack of cardstock at half price. Now, it should be $14.99 or $19.95. Now, your platinum price should be $11.99, $15.96. But I've just told you can have the second pack for half price. So, give or take a penny or a cent, £6 or $8 for your second pack of 30 sheets. That is amazing value. But please remember, it has to be in the same transaction. Don't come back later or tomorrow and go, oh, I'm going to buy an extra one and expect to get that bonus buy deal. You need to put it into the same transaction. I think you're going to find this super useful. I love the purples. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that green is. And did you see those Halloween pads yesterday that we were looking at, those bags and things? These are going to work brilliantly with that. Yeah, that All Hallows Eve linen cardstock has sold out. So maybe you're going to be thinking about getting some of this to work with your All Hallows Eve collection. Just saying, just saying. Right now, Lily did a lovely box with our Santa on. So what are we going to do this time, please, Lily?
I thought we're going to have to. We've done already one gorgeous of the Christmas boxes. I think it's time to go for one of the Halloween boxes. Now you'll see on the front of the packaging, the design that we're showing you on that front there is that gorgeous little pumpkin. But we're going to flip it over this time and we're going to choose another of the designs. We're going to go for that cute little spider. I think he's just absolutely adorable. Definitely not a scary spider, a very, very adorable little spider that we've got there. So what we've gone ahead and done is we've already created our box base. Now in that first demonstration, we showed you exactly how we can do that, just drawing around that stencil that's included in both of the packets. So both the Christmas and the Halloween includes its own stencil. Drawn around the edge, cut it out and added our score lines in, and that's going to form our box. But we're going to leave that to one side for just a moment. We're going to start creating our decorations. So let's take our die cutting machine and let's take some of that gorgeous cardstock that is included as part of that fabulous fall and festive bumper card pack. So we're going to take our brown, and I love the fact that within this pack you're getting different shades of brown as well. It's not just this paler brown that we use in here, you get a really lovely deep dark brown as well. So you really are covered from every angle when it comes to that amazing pack of cardstock. Let's take, this is his little smiley mouth that we've got with that die. We've also got that round die that's going to form part of his eye. And then we've also got some of the white card. I love the fact that you get the white linen in that pack. The black and the white are ones you're going to be using time and time again. And that's why for me, I'm definitely going to be treating myself to a few more of these linen card packs because I know I'll be using it day in, day out for all of my crafting, not just these fabulous boxes. So let's run this through our die cutting machine. I've already got a few of the pieces die cut, but we're going to cut a couple extra right here, right now. So let's pop that through our machine. And like we were saying earlier, the outer mechanism is a stencil and not a die, which means you can fit all the decorations through your smaller machines, which we love.
Right, quick question from Kim. She says, Lily, do you think it's easier to create the figures and then attach the box, or create them right onto the box when it is flat? So I think she's saying, is it easier to make it as a topper and attach it to the box, or build it up on the box?
Do you know what? I think it's up to you, but if you're going to build it onto your box, make sure your box is flat, is my main tip. But it's going to be, for me, it's going to be one of those, it depends what sort of mood I'm in. So with that first demonstration, I started to build it off the box and I started to pop it on the box. Just whatever you find easiest. As long as that box is still flat, definitely make sure that you've not actually built the box just yet. But
even if you make it as a topper and attach the box, I'd still do it while the box is flat, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would definitely. But whatever works easiest for you, I mean, maybe make it as a topper first and then you can decide whether you want it to go on the box or not. So then you've got those options there. But definitely make sure that the box is flat when you're sticking everything together. Just make it a little bit easier. We'll see what I end up doing for this particular demonstration. You know what it's like. You start down one path and you change your mind. But that's the beauty of crafting, of course. We are entitled to change our mind at any turn. So what we've got here is we've got our beautiful die cut pieces. One pass through the machine, nice and easy to die cut these. I mean, if you've got your manual machines, then definitely get the grandkiddies involved in the die cutting. There's no intricate pieces really that they need to pop out the dies, which makes it nice and simple. But as always, make sure you're taping everything down into position using that low tack tape. Definitely is one of those essentials that we use day in, day out. I can't think of a single day that I've not used my low tack tape. It's always on the side of my machine, the pieces that are sort of in the process of being used. I use it every single time I die cut. It's incredible stuff. So as ever, we're going to bring in some of our inks. Let's take some of our seal brown. Now if this isn't dark enough, I might even bring in some of my grey. So that's not as dark as I might like. I could build up that colour if I wanted to and start to intensify that, but let's actually bring in some of our anthracite, our grey, and we're just going to edge the very tips of this little spider just to add in that extra bit of depth and dimension. It will draw your eye to the centre of that design to start to give it real depth and real shape. So just going in with my anthracite on those very tips will start to really add in that finishing touch, and it does make a massive difference. Just a little bit of ink.
Doesn't look grey. It
No.
still looks brown, doesn't it?
Bizarre, isn't it? Because it is a grey ink pad, but using it alongside that brown card even works an absolute treat. Let's do the same. We've got 6 of his little legs cut. I mean, you might look at that first off and it could be a little spooky finger if you wanted it to be. It could be a witch's finger. I'm sure you guys at home will come up with lots of different creative ways to bring in spooky witches' hands into your Halloween makes. But 6 of these, of course, to pop these all together. I'm saying 6. It's meant to be 8, isn't it? I've only done 6. Oh no. Well, we're going to have a spider with 6 legs. Never you mind. Creative license. I've just looked at the packaging and it is 8 legs for a spider, isn't it? Oh dear. Learn to count, Lily. Never we
Your
mind.
spider lost 2 legs, has he?
It has. It's been through the wars a little bit, this poor little spider, but it's still smiling despite everything that it's been through. Ah well, there are 6 legs, should really be 8, but hey ho, nobody need know. And then to our cobwebs, we're going to add literally the lightest little bit of ink, just a tiny bit, like we did with that technique earlier, to make it look even more white. So just on those very, very tips of our spider's webs there, let's bring in a little bit of that anthracite. You can see that how that's starting to pop.
Yeah. Anna Gosling-Smith is loving this spider. She thinks he's the cutest little fluffy thing. If they look like this in real life, no one would be afraid of spiders.
I have to say I'm quite lucky. I'm not really scared of spiders, which is a good job because there was another massive one on my ceiling last night. But yeah, this looks fluffy, doesn't it? It's got real texture to it. Probably not quite what they look like in real life, but hey ho, it's our creative license. If we want it to have 6 legs, it can. If we want a smiley, fluffy, flat spider, it can do. That choice is up to you. That's what it's all about when we're creating. We have got that creative license, which is fabulous. So nothing scary at all about this spider. So it's going to be perfect for the grandkiddies, that is for sure. Now that's all my inking done, nice and easy. And the way I like to work with these is I'll do all my die cutting first, then I'll do all my inking, and then I'll start to construct. Just like to do things in that sort of process, it works best for me. So first up, let's start to layer up his eyes. So we've got several different layers for his eyes. We've got the 3 separate layers. So we've got that base layer, which is our white. And then we've got a couple of these circles that we've cut from our black cardstock. So it's up to you how you're going to position these. Changing up the sort of positioning of those pieces on his eyes is going to change up that look and feel entirely. Can give him some really quite quirky facial expressions. It's up to you how you do go with these. They could be quite fun, which I absolutely love. Then we've got a couple of other circles, tiny diddy little circles cut from our white cardstock, and those are just going to be the highlights in his eyes. If you think they're a little bit fiddly, you think, blimey, I'm not sure about fiddling around with those, then just leave those out and just go in with your white pen and add those on using your pen. That's completely up to you. Don't think you have to use all the pieces. It's much better to have all those pieces there so they're there if you want to use them, but you don't have to use every single embellishment. You've got options every single time you're crafting with these, which is what we love as crafters. So there's his 2 eyes all done and good to go. And then I think I will, choices. I think I'm going to pop his legs onto his body first, and then let's stick his body onto the box. So we've got his 6 legs.
Yeah, Heather says 2 are behind his back.
Oh yes, thank you, Heather. Gosh, you got me back. Thank you. I appreciate you guys at home. You're covering up on my crafty boo-boos. Thank you. Somebody's got to. So all we're going to do is a little bit of glue onto the reverse of his leg. And then I'm just going to decide where I want to position these. It's completely up to you how you want these. And I think I've got that. Which way around? It could go. Should we go for that way or should we go for, I think that way. The packaging's got it the other way, but I think I prefer it that way around. But of course, up to you guys at home. You can mix and match the different styles. And then that side will be going that way around, I think. Or will it go that way around? Let's have a look. Let's do.
Flip it over. It wants to go still go. What the V at the top still?
Do you think? So do you think that way?
No. I would turn it 180. Flip it over, not turn it, not rotate it.
Oh, so you'd use the reverse.
Yes.
Okay. We'll see. We'll do the other side first, and we'll see what we think. We've got options, though. Can have his legs kicking out to interesting angles if we want them to be. After all, he is hiding one of them on the other side. And then let's just go in, just a little bit of tacky glue just at that very tip, just enough on there that it's going to catch on that body that we've got there. Now this is where the choice comes in. Do we go? This is what you guys will be doing at home. You'll be playing around, you'll be having a little look around, seeing what you want to do. And always say, don't commit to the stick, just have a little play around and see what you want to do before you start sticking it down.
I think you want to...
Do you think I should flip?
Yeah,
Go on
definitely.
then.
That's what's coming from the gallery, definitely, yeah.
Flip, yeah, right, there, gallery's done it then, that's it. Flip it round.
Lots of comments, lots of suggestions saying googly eyes on your spider.
Yes, that would be amazing. Definitely
That's
get
definitely
your googly
been
eyes.
repeated.
Yeah, love
Good morning,
that.
Teresa. She's just joined us as well. Yeah, that looks perfect, Lily.
Yeah, we happy with that?
Yeah.
Right, that was it. Consensus. We had to do 50-50 and phone a friend, but we got there in the end. But loving that. How cute is that with all these little legs on? Next, what we're going to do, I think, let's pop it onto our little box base. So let's bring in.
That's a really good idea to put the legs on, because then you can hide them, can't you?
Definitely, yes. So it's just taking a moment just to think what order you want to do stuff in, what's going to work best. But I think doing your legs first and then sticking it onto your box afterwards works a treat to make sure that everything is sort of hidden as much as it can be. So that's going to go onto there, something like that. I mean, you could have his head at a little bit of an angle if you want him to be. It doesn't have to be straight on if you don't want it to be. What we're going to have to do now, because obviously we've just flipped his legs over, let's add a little bit of ink onto that reverse side, just a tiny bit.
It'd annoy you otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know what I'm like, Corrine. I was looking at that, I was like, nah, I can't be doing with it. It's got to have a little bit of ink. There we go, everything's matching beautifully. Then let's bring in his eyes, and I'm thinking, do you know what, we're going to have a foam pad on the back of these. Let's get him standing proud a little bit more. It's going to give us almost like a look of googly eyes a bit more if we add a bit of foam onto the back of these. It will just give him that really fun look and feel. So
Kelly's
easy
in
though.
love with these adorable characters. And Sam Smith says, make him a Christmas spider.
Oh.
He could have a hat. There's lots of different hats.
And we found out they do all mix and match and interchange, so yeah, that would be super
He could
cute
have
actually.
the wizard's hat on if he wanted. He could have the
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
hat on.
Could be a little wizarding spider. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
how
look
cute
at
is
that.
he? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
they just come together.
I mean, can you imagine having all the grandkids round and just sitting down and having a play with these? How much fun would that be? I'm just deciding. No, the other way. Let's go
Oh, he
that
looks a
way.
bit cross-eyed there.
He did. He looked quite cute, actually. I did quite like that in a slightly different way. But yeah, make him fun, make him quirky if you want him to be. I've done the eyes in a completely different way to what they've done them in the packaging. But again, that's your artistic license. That's your option. Whether you want to follow the packaging exactly, then absolutely, you've got the inspiration there to allow you to do that. But if you don't want to do that at all, you don't have to.
I think it's about cutting everything out and then just playing with them, isn't it?
Absolutely. What I'd be doing and what I did when I was creating these demonstrations at home was I just got a cello bag or your little box, die cut all the pieces, save them all in a bag, and then you've just got loads to play with. You don't have to use them all for that particular project. Rest assured, you'll be using them again very, very soon because they're just adorable. I think they're going to be one of those. You'll say, oh, I'll make maybe 5, 10 of these. You'll sit down in the morning. Next thing you know, all day will have passed and you'll have made absolutely tons of these. But that is the joy.
Detail.
I know. I mean, look at that.
Phenomenal.
Even his little teeth. I mean, we have to added them on because it's what gives him even more character. I mean, you could just have one little fang. You could have a whole row of cute little teeth like he's smiling. But just as always, I love to use my pokey tool just to manoeuvre things into position. Then when I'm happy with it, I'll just press it down quite often with the reverse end of my pokey tool. So you've got a little bit more grip with that rubber end. And then let's bring in our cobwebs. We've die cut them, so we may as well bring them into play. I think let's have a little one down there. I think that would be quite cute. So
Terry Anderson is going to put googly eyes with eyelashes on this cute little spider.
Oh, yes. Love that idea.
Then I've got a comment, I think this is from our Victoria, says, for Harry Potter fans could turn into cuter Aragog. Is that the right word?
I'm afraid I don't do Harry Potter, so I couldn't
listened
tell
to all
you.
the books, but a cuter Aragog. I think that sounds right. I think that's right. That was that big spider thing in one of the books. I'm not going to begin to tell you which book it is because I can't remember. But yes.
I mean, you can turn these
Harry
into
Potter
all
fans
sorts.
will know, I'm being told. There you go. I've read them, but I'm not like what you call one of their hardcore fans.
No, I've seen maybe 1, 2 of the films. You know, I don't really watch films, so we're going back about 10, 15 years now. But yeah, I must say I've never read them. Did used to love me reading, but now it's all crafting, I have to say. Me crafting is what takes up most of my time. So let's add those behind me. How cute is that? Oh,
He is gorgeous. Maggie's loving the little fangs.
yeah, they make it, don't they?
They
I
do.
mean,
It's that level of detail, isn't it?
he was looking cute before, but it's just absolutely transformed it, hasn't it? So same as with the first one, our Christmas one that we put together at the start of the show, glue just onto those 4 tabs, and then all you have to do is just mash up those edges. It literally could not be easier. These are the most simple boxes to create, but when you bring in all those decorative dies that you've got as part of the collection, when you bring in your creative flair that I know all of you guys already have at home, you can create the most incredible, the cutest little character boxes, whether it's going to be Christmas, whether it's going to be Halloween, whether you can be mixing and matching the 2 sets. Aren't they just absolutely adorable? Look at him,
He
these little
is
cobwebs.
gorgeous.
Love him. How easy was he to create, but how much fun. Think of the fun the whole family are going to be having with these. Just absolutely love these. Guys, if you've not got these in your baskets already, I certainly would be adding these, and of course make sure you go for that bonus buy of the extra cardstock, because you can see it works an absolute treat.
It certainly does. Make sure you put those in your basket. Lots of you are doing that. Oh, this is a big one. We've got lots of ones. We've got Sam Smith says, I reckon you can make a polar bear if cut in white and mixed up the other dyes for features. Very good. And Maureen says, who mentioned Spider for Christmas? The legend of the Christmas spider is an Eastern European folk tale which explains one possible origin of tinsel on Christmas trees.
Wow, that sounds
There you go.
interesting.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Maureen. So that's why we put tinsel on Christmas tree, possibly because of the legend of the Christmas spider. There we go. Yeah, Heather Springer says, Lily needs a T-shirt that says, crafting is my life.
It is.
He is cute, Lily says, paw print times 4. Cute box says Linda. The spider is adorable, says Barbara. Oh, these and the cats are going to be a great addition to our annual Halloween party, says Kelly. There we go.
Great idea.
Now, if you want these, if you want to be making super cute boxes, just like our Lily has been doing, then you need this. So this is your die and stencil treat box showstopper. Please don't be misled by the box, by the packaging. You're going to get 3 Christmas sets of dies in with this, in the Christmas one, and 3 Halloween sets of dies in the Halloween one as well. You're going to get all of the stencils that you need. Now, I've not got the stencils here, but you've seen our Lily using them. But there we go. Here is what you can be making with the Christmas ones. You've got Santa, you've got the snowman, and you've got the little elf. Isn't he absolutely gorgeous? All of them are so cute, and they're just waiting for you to put your own personality on. I'm just going to say now, because I know it's going to be, the dies aren't labelled as things, but you've got the pictures on the boxes so you can work it out. But it's about cutting them out and then, you know, just playing around with them. And then you've got the Halloween as well. So there you go. Oh, sneeze. Bless me.
Bless you.
Sneeze. Oh dear, I've got a sneeze then. Sorry, it was all that dust. There we go, you've got the spider. I love the little cat and the Halloween pumpkin as well. So you've got all of those. Look at that, you've even got the cobwebs. You've got everything. Absolutely everything that you might need on there. So that is brilliant. And as we already mentioned, you've also going to get your 30 sheets of linen cardstock as well, in all of those beautiful colours. So you're going to get all 30 in the showstopper. So it's the cardstock, the Halloween dies and stencil, and the Christmas dies and stencil. Today's price, £60 or $75. I think that is an amazing value. Platinum price, £48 or $60. But don't forget, if you are thinking these, then you perhaps need to be adding in your bonus buy of your extra cardstock, which is going to come down, because you're getting it for half price. If you're platinum, you're going to get it for about £6 or $8 if you are platinum, because that will come in as a half price deal. But just remember, as I always keep telling you, it must go in the same transaction. It will only work then. Right, now we're going to have a vote for demo of the show, and then I've got lots of other things to be showing you. So Lily, this is going to be tough. They're very different. I'm glad I'm not voting. Lily, what have you got?
We've got a mix of Halloween, we've got a mix of Christmas and every day. So what's it going to be? It's down to you guys at home. So first up, we've played with those fabulous Christmas treat boxes. Brand new launch. These are just absolutely amazing. Is it going to be demo number 1? I did in the break just add a little bit of glossy highlights to the holly berries. It had to be done. So that's demo number 1. Same sort of colour tones actually with the red for this one, but totally different using those amazing colourable crate cards. That is demo number 2. And then finally, oh my goodness me, how cute is this little fella? Demo number 3, using once again those amazing brand new treat boxes that we've got on today's show. That is demo number 3. So is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be 3? What season are we going for? It's down to you guys at home. Get those votes in.
We're getting very different calls from our gallery today. We've got, I don't know if I said, we've got Dean and Sam in there. Just very, very different calls. Hello, he says, hello. There we go. Right, now, I wanted to show you something else that's on a really, really good deal today. Is our Gemini Midi. Now, everything that Lily has made so far today, whether it's the crate card, whether it's all the treat boxes, all the dice for that, everything you've seen today will go through your MIDI machine. Now I've got it here. It is the largest of our manual machines. So it's a really simple folder system. You just get the plastic folder, you put your dies inside and through it goes. Really, really easy. You've got cracking good suckers on the bottom, so you know it's going to hold really, really well. You're also going to get your folder to put through your 2D embossing folders just to build up that depth. If you're using a 3D embossing folder, then you just put it through on its own. The price today is $69.99 or $109.99. But your platinum price is $55.99 or $87.99. Now this is perfect for on the move. You can take it away with you. And the great thing is you don't have to worry about whether you put the UK one or the US one because it's manual, so it goes either way. I had somebody email me in yesterday saying they were thinking of buying the Mini, and we actually spoke to them and said, and we thought, as their very first die cutting machine, and we thought the Midi would probably be a better machine to be starting with because you'll get so many more of your dies through there. So if you are starting off on your crafting journey, then this really is the perfect machine to start with. As our Ben said, simplicity without electricity, and that's stuck out. There we go. Right, okay. Next thing I want to show you. Now this is probably your last call for these. Let me drop down and these. So we haven't got very many left. These are the only 2 I am able to offer you today. So first of all, you've got Deep Seashell Pink, which is brilliant. Now, I want to show you, if I picked up other shimmer sprays and I turned them like that, you would see lots of gold down here where the mica settles. It doesn't. The suspension from these holds that mica really, really well. It gives them best spray ever. It's really, really thick. You can paint with these. You really need to be watching our Sheena's shows with these, and she's going to show you lots of beautiful ways to use them as well. So that's the Seashell Pink, $5.99, $7.95, but your platinum is going to drop right down to $4.79 or $6.36. The other one you might be wanting to think about is your Golden Heather. You can see they are different colours. This has got a lot more pink tones. This one's got a lot more sort of reddy brown tones. And again, if I just lift it up, there's not a big puddle of mica at the bottom. It is held in suspension all the way through there. Golden Heather, an absolutely gorgeous colour, exactly the same price. It is $5.99, $7.95, dropping down to $4.79 or $6.36 if you are platinum. Right, now what we're going to look at next. Oh, right, now we're going to be looking at our Venetian Grace collection in our beautiful beginning show later. So what we are going to be, but obviously the collection is selling out certain elements, but some of the things that we still have left are our Venetian Grace 6x6 paper pad. This is absolutely gorgeous, double-sided as you would expect. the most amazing images. 36 sheets, 12 designs, and you can look at that imagery on there with all the flowers around that. Absolutely gorgeous. The back of the papers are beautiful too. Looking at there, you've got all the little cherubs in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Look, you've got the houses, all of those. Beautiful Venetian architecture in there. Look at that, that's like the ceiling. And then you've got more architecture. Look, I love the peachy tones as well. Absolutely beautiful. So this is 36 sheets, 3 of each of 12 designs. Don't forget the backs are really, really usable. $5.99, $9.95. But, oh yeah, that will drop down to $4.79 or $7.96. Now, if you're liking those, then you might be wanting to consider getting this. This is a 12 by 12. The images are the same, but just supersized. Look at those. And still, you've got the beautiful backgrounds as well. 12 by 12, still 36 sheets, still obviously 12 designs. And look at that. Is that the one with the gondola on? Yeah, down there. Absolutely beautiful. I've not been to Venice. It is somewhere I would love to go. Now, if you look at the background, you can see the backing paper is almost like the first layer of the pattern designs. Aren't these absolutely beautiful? How are you going to be using these? $11.99 or $15.96 if you are platinum. Absolutely gorgeous. We will go through the rest of the Venetian Grace bundle that we've got. We've got a few dies and we've also got our embellishment bundle, but we'll go through that with our Craig later. Right, now we have a winner. Ooh. There we go. The winner is number 3.
Oh,
you weren't expecting that.
No,
Lily went for the card.
I wasn't. Oh, but you guys
There
are
you go.
loving that little guy. Look at him. So cute. Oh, adorable.
Right, couple of questions before we go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
First of all, we've got Maggie says if you cut the ears off the elf and use craft cardstock, you can make a gingerbread person.
Yes,
Perfectly.
love that.
Terry Anderson says cut the eyes into and through the base front, add a tea light, and you could use them as illuminaries for the sidewalk on Halloween.
Yeah,
brilliant.
love that idea.
Joe, so back to the shimmer sprays. Joe says, can you use shimmer sprays with shaving cream?
Don't see why not.
Don't see why
Yeah,
not.
I think that shaving foam technique should work. Give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go. And Eden says, what is the proper way to use the shimmer sprays?
Spray them.
Spray them?
Yeah.
So you can paint with them, can't
Yeah,
you?
I mean, the intended use, you know what I'm like when it comes to intended concepts and all the rest of it. The intended use of these is they are shimmer sprays, so you can spray them, whether that's going to be through a stencil, whether it's going to be just directly onto your cardstock. It could be one colour, it could be multiple colours. That is the intended use, but take that lid off, pour a little bit out into a palette, get a paintbrush, you can paint with them as well. Honestly, so many different techniques, but the proper way is to actually spritz and spray with them to apply colour.
There you go, Evelyn. I hope that helps. Right, we're just going to mention this Showstopper. This is been really busy. We're going to be focusing on this in our launch day in a little while at 3 p.m. Remember, 3 p.m. UK time now. So this is our Showstopper. You're going to get the Christmas dies and stencil and the Halloween dies and stencil. You're also going to be getting the 30 sheets of the A4 linen cardstock. So absolutely brilliant value. Today's price is £60 or $75. You have been buying this in your droves. You are loving this. But if you are going to get this and your platinum price is going to drop down to £48 or $60, then remember your bonus buy is that you can get a second pack of the paper for half price. And if you're platinum, that's going to drop down to £6 or $8. If you're not platinum, today's price, the full half price is £7.50 or $9.97. So there you are. All of the details are there on the screen. So that has been absolutely brilliant. You are loving this. And as you saw, the Halloween Little Spider has one demo of the day. Now, I've got a couple of little things to show you. So we're going to show you them on stills. So we have some ribbons. Now, all of these ribbons, because we haven't mentioned these, some of these are appearing in our Spooktacular, our Craft Spooktacular. So they have got a minimum of 20% off. So this is your 12 days of Christmas, 9-piece ribbon with 3 different colours. Aren't they gorgeous colours? Your platinum price is going to drop down to £3.19 or $4.45. So that's going to give you 9 metres of ribbon for £3.19 in total. That, oh no, it's not, 4.5 metres, sorry, they're half a metre each. 4.5, that's still very good value. Absolutely brilliant. The next one I want to show you is your Roaring 20s. Now this is half price. It's dropped down to £2.49 or $3.47. So you have got 1 metre lengths in there, so that is 4 metres of ribbon, and you're going to get that for £1.99 or $2.78 if you are platinum. Another half price ribbon deal that we've got, this is a perfect way to stock up with all your ribbons, is your Say It With Flowers. Now this is an organza ribbon. So again, you are going to get 9 pieces of ribbon at half a metre length, so you're going to get your 4.5 metres for £2.49 or $3.49, and that is $1.99 or $2.79. So a brilliant, brilliant way to stock up on your ribbon. Now I did mention that Craft Spectacular event. I should have mentioned this a lot earlier, but we've been so busy. Now if you go onto our website, you will be able to find that on there. So you click on there and you've got lots of individual items and some bundles that are all in the sale with up to 70% off, if I believe that. So you can get some really good deals. There you go. Click on that Spectacular tab, and there you go. You can see up to 70% off. Now, there is a little ghost hunt within our Craft Spectacular, and if you find any items with a little ghost icon on them, I don't know if we can see any, but you've got to go hunting for them. You're going to get an extra bonus 25 points on each of those items if you pick those up. Oh, we're not seeing any. You're going to have to go hunting. They're in part of that ghost hunt. We're going to see if they're in there. We're going to have a look in there. So we go, Craft Spectacular. So can we see a little ghost icon? They are there somewhere. Ooh,
oh my
I can't
goodness.
see it.
I see it. I see it. Oh, it's something that I love using. They came back in stock just a few weeks ago. I can't believe we've got a saving on that 20%.
I must be on the smaller screen because I can't see any ghost
Oh, I can see
icons.
another one. I can see it. If you love doing your faux stitching.
They're
with
telling
your-
me there's another one and I still
Yeah, I
can't
can
see
see
any.
it. Yeah, I've seen 2 so
I
far.
can't see any.
To be fair, I have already had a
I'm
look.
further away from the screen, I am. But anyway, they're there. They're
They
there.
are
If
there.
you've got better eyesight than I have, you will find them. So remember, every one of those items that you purchase today with a little ghost icon is going to get you an extra 25 bonus points. So absolutely brilliant. There we go. Right, now, we are done here for now. We are going to be back. As we said, our new time is now 3 p.m. in the UK. So just an hour later for everyone. So just a little bit more sociable for you people over in the US. So if you want to join us for the launch day, which will be the official launch for this absolutely amazing, amazing bundle, we're going to see our Craig's take on this. So he will be back at 3 p.m. with myself, and we're going to have a look at this, and we're going to do the launch day for that. So that is at 3 p.m. and then at 6 p.m. we've got our beautiful beginnings, if I remember rightly. It's all about the Venetian Grace and loads. Oh, those that amazing deal on the creator cards. With 71% off. So our Craig will give you his take on those as well. So thank you to everyone who has joined us. I hope you managed to get your Showstopper today and pick that up, and you're going to be happy and it's winging its way to you. So please go and have some lunch if it's that sort of time for you. It might be breakfast time where you are. I'm going to have some lunch, and we will see you back here in 2 hours. I have to think about that. I didn't know how long. I'll see you in 2 hours. Take care.